There is nothing quite like turning on the TV after school, plopping down on the couch, and diving into the world of your favorite cartoons. But something's different now. Something's wrong. Modern cartoons feel brighter, louder, and somehow less magical. And it's all because of me. Yes, I am the reason cartoons have changed. Don't believe me? Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why. Let's start with nostalgia. It's a powerful thing. It's easy to glorify the past, to think of the shows we grew up with as untouchable masterpieces. Back then, we didn't care about animation quality or plot holes. We were just kids soaking in the magic. But nostalgia can be tricky. Have you ever revisited a childhood favorite only to realize it wasn't quite as amazing as you remembered? Shows like Johnny Bravo or Ed and Eddy had their charm, but they also had their flaws. The truth is, those shows were made for us, for our time. Today, we're looking at cartoons made for a completely different audience. And that's where the disconnect begins. Animation itself has changed, too. Back in the day, every frame was hand-drawn, every detail carefully crafted. Now, digital tools allow for faster, more streamlined production, but at a cost. Modern cartoons often have simpler designs, brighter colors, and a style that some might call less personal. It's not just an artistic choice, it's a necessity. The demand for more content in less time has pushed animators to their limits. Many are overworked and underfunded, and the pressure shows. While technology has made animation more efficient, it's also taken away some of the personal touch we associate with the classics, and we notice it. As viewers, we pick up on that difference, even if we can't always articulate why. But here's the kicker. Cartoons today aren't for us. They're made for a generation that grew up with YouTube, TikTok, and bingeable content. Shows like Teen Titans Go or Paw Patrol reflect the tastes and attention spans of today's kids. Modern cartoons also tackle topics that older shows rarely did: mental health, identity, social justice. Shows like Steven Universe and Craig of the Creek are shaping young minds in ways our childhood favorites never attempted. These changes may feel jarring to us, but they represent a shift in storytelling. Cartoons are no longer just escapism. They're teaching kids about the real world in ways we didn't experience growing up. And while mainstream cartoons might feel formulaic, there's an exciting shift happening outside the big studios. Independent creators on platforms like YouTube and Patreon are redefining animation. Take Has Been Hotel, for instance, a YouTube pilot that went viral and turned into a phenomenon. Or Hell of a Boss, which thrives on fan support and crowdfunding. These creators are breaking free from corporate influence, crafting stories and styles that wouldn't survive in the mainstream. So, while you might feel disheartened by some of the big studio productions, there's a treasure trove of indie content waiting to be discovered. Let's not forget another major factor: corporate influence. Today, many cartoons are created with merchandising in mind. Shows are designed to sell toys, clothes, and video games, sometimes at the expense of storytelling. But this isn't a new trend. Think Transformers or G.I. Joe. The difference now is that the push for profits often feels more blatant, leaving older fans frustrated when depth and substance take a back seat. So why did cartoons change? Is it really because of me? Well, in a way, yes, because I changed. We changed. As adults, we see cartoons through a different lens. We're more critical, more nostalgic, and less forgiving of anything that doesn't live up to our memories. The cartoons we grew up with weren't perfect, but we were kids. We weren't looking for perfection. We were just looking for fun. And now, as the world changes, so do cartoons. They reflect the times, the technology, and the culture of the generation they're made for. So, are cartoons worse today? Not really. They're just different. Sure, there are issues: rushed production, corporate interference, but there's also innovation, inclusivity, and a thriving indie scene. The magic isn't gone. It's just not where we're used to finding it. Next time you watch a modern cartoon, give it a chance. You might just discover something new to love. And if you're still longing for that old school magic, dive into the indie animation world. You'll be amazed at what's out there. Do you want to see a good cartoon? Watch the video on the screen about 10 underrated cartoons. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think cartoons have lost their spark, or is it just nostalgia playing tricks on us? Comment and subscribe to help me kill YouTube.